Your coding agent can solve a simple bug, then make you read 5 paragraphs to find the command. 15,153 people start a fix that doesn't add a model, a browser, or a new tool. It only changes how the answer arrives. Is that actually enough to matter? It can be, if the instructions are specific. I opened the repo, 32 files. At the center is one skill.md file, and that's where i-have-adhd earns its name. A skill is instructions a coding agent loads before it replies. This one tells it to put the next action where you can see it first. readme.md makes the claim pretty plainly. Lead with the action, number the steps, drop the polite closing filler. That doesn't make Claude Code or Codex no more. It changes how the reply is laid out, so the command, file, or decision isn't hiding after a recap. 10 rules. Are they actually concrete? They are. Rule 1 says, lead with the next action. Ask for a fix, and the assistant should start with what to do, rather than retelling the bug you just pasted. That's useful when you're already staring at a failed test and need the next move. But one rule can't stop a long answer. Rule 2 handles multi-step work. Number it. Rule 9 caps lists at 5 items. Does that sound tiny? It is. But a 5-item ceiling forces the agent to pick the steps that unblock you first, instead of turning every request into a checklist you'll abandon halfway through. The next pair cuts the padding. Rule 4 suppresses tangents. Rule 10 bans preambles, recaps, and closers. That means fewer throat-clearing sentences before the useful part and less repeated context after it. The model can still explain something when it needs to. It just can't decorate every answer by default. What happens in longer chats? Rules 5 through 8 are for that. Restate the current state every turn. Give time estimates in minutes. Make a past test visible. Describe failures without consolation language. If an agent has changed 3 files and 1 test still fails, it should say that directly. You don't have to reconstruct the session from a wall of text, but will it stay put across tools? It supports several agent surfaces, not every tool under the sun. Install.md gives Claude Code and Codex plugin installs. Zed can create a skill from the skill.md URL. Hermes installs the skill separately. There are also plugin configs, Gemini files, and a cursor skill mirror. That's more than a prompt pasted into one chat window. Then there's the always-on option. The repo ships hooks for that. Hooks are small startup checks that can apply the skill without you remembering to invoke it. That's a smart response to the exact failure here. On a messy day, you won't remember to ask an agent to be concise. But the repo doesn't just ask you to trust shorter replies. It includes evals. Do those prove the quality holds up? Not with published results. The evals README says the harness compares response quality, not only length. Cases.jsonl holds the prompts, and rubric.md defines what gets scored. There's also an eval runner and one test for it. That is a real attempt to test the claim. The missing piece is the result. No example outputs are included here. No benchmark results either. The repository gives you cases and a scoring contract, but it doesn't show that the 10 rules make replies better, shorter, or more reliable. That's the honest gap. A neat answer can still leave out the warning that mattered. Setup has its own little catch too. Claude Code reads its plugin index and hooks at startup. If autocomplete is missing, always on does nothing, or replies keep opening with a preamble, install.md says to update, restart, or begin a new session. There are 15 open issues and pull requests, so this isn't a frozen instruction file nobody touches. Still, adding another instruction layer can conflict with your own project rules. The MIT license makes the practical move easy. Fork the skill.md file and change the rules you don't want. Keep the action first rule. Maybe remove minute estimates. Maybe allow longer explanations for security work. Install it if your assistant keeps burying simple answers under tangents, recaps, and filler. Skip it if you want new model abilities or published proof of quality gains. Try it in one real coding session or fork skill.md and make the rules yours. If the next answer gets easier to act on, keep it. Subscribe for the next code search teardown.